I don't think I've seen you since, I think it was at Comic-Con. Or no, you and your son. I saw you with your
we
son.
came to Comic-Con. I think it was Moonbeam City era.
Has it been that long? Wow.
Is it possible? No.
It is possible.
No, it was, I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was, we overlapped on Last Man on Earth and The Grinder.
Yes, that's it. Because I knew it was later than Moonbeam City. When was Moonbeam City? 2012
When was Moonbeam City?
or something? I love that show. That was such a funny show.
Wasn't that fun?
I loved it. The writing was so good.
What did we do together?
It was a living Nagel print.
Yes, it was a total Nagel print. It was and it was very Miami Vice.
Yes.
And obviously who was your character?
I can't remember what. I know one of us was named Rad, and then the other. I think you might have been Rad Cunningham.
Oh, dude, Rad Cunningham, of course. And I was a detective.
Yes, that was a fun show. Who knows? Maybe we're in the process of bringing it back through talking about it right now.
I think we're giving it energy.
Yes.
I love that our relationship is based on such odd shit. Like Moonbeam City, but my all-time favorite connection to you, is that you did a Chad Lowe impersonation on SNL.
I totally forgot about that. And my memory is so bad that like 80% of the stuff I did there, maybe even 90%, I kind of forget that I did. Like,
I understand. I totally get that you would understand the SNL experience because it's as long as it's like being shot out of a cannon.
I don't know if you've seen this. There's a Lorne documentary that just came out or is about to come out. So I got to go see a screening with Lorne, and it is so fascinating and fun to watch. But it gave me a little PTSD at the same time. How many times have you hosted that show?
3.
Yeah.
And then also been there a lot.
Yeah.
Like been there for I was there when Streisand showed up on Coffee Talk.
Oh. I feel like I might have been there during that era.
I think you were.
Yeah, because Coffee Talk, that's Amy and Maya, right? No. That's Mike Myers. Oh,
it's Mike Myers, but
that was before my time.
But I think Mike was hosting.
Oh,
he'd come back. I think you were there.
Okay.
Listen, if you can't remember Barbra Streisand coming on to the show that you're on, you don't remember.
No, I don't. Yeah, somebody asked me once, "Oh, have you ever met The Rock?" And I was like, I'm not sure. And then we looked it up, and I was in SNL that he hosted. It's I forget that whole week. Wow. Oh,
it's really funny. Issues. Have you ever met the Rock? The Rock. I just like the process of you trying to remember The Rock. Have I met The Rock? The Rock.
Or like Oprah. I can't tell you with any degree of certainty whether I met her or not. And you don't get bigger than Oprah.
But it's like, no, it's like not like you're asking, did you ever meet Bill Pullman? And you're like, Bill Pullman, Bill Paxton, Bill Pullman? I don't know. You're like, fucking Oprah.
I know that I met Bill Paxton, but you will not be surprised to know that I don't know if I met Bill Pullman or not. Big fan of both, but yeah.
But both great.
You've met everybody, right? Do you still get excited? Like, who's the person you were most excited to get to meet?
Now it's such a different thing. I met Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA. And I got all starstruck and meeting Sam Altman.
Okay.
And Like, because I've done the showbiz thing. What else? Who am I going to get? How about this? Who should I be excited about meeting?
Well, I
in
would
show
think that
business?
it would probably be back when you were just starting out, right? And so
That.
still new, like,
Fuck yeah.
like who do you remember a
Oh,
huge,
yes,
like,
all of it. Dude,
how many presidents?
remember-
You must have met a bunch of presidents, right?
I've met, oddly enough, I'm the only person in show business who never met Obama. I've met
him. I know I met him.
You met him.
He came and did the show while I was there, so I got to hang backstage while we were waiting to go out.
It is, meeting a president is there are a few other people where you look at them and you've seen their face so much, so unrelentingly, that they feel like they've materialized from another dimension. Like Mick Jagger. I met Mick once. Mick was there to dinner and Lauren was hosting. and Mick was at that point the most charismatic human being I've ever met by far. Like, not close.
Yeah.
Not close. But I've met Cary Grant. I've met, I Warren Beatty, all the old school guys. And
did you meet Elizabeth Taylor?
I did. Not only did I meet Elizabeth Taylor, I got one of the great acting clinics anybody could ever get from Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh, really?
And I may have told this story, but it bears repeating because it's bonkers. And the great Chad Lowe makes a second appearance on this episode. Chad Lowe was playing Elizabeth's son in a TV movie. And I came to watch, and it's a scene where Chad has to tell his mom that dad has died in a plane crash. And it's taking place in a kitchen. And Elizabeth is making a salad, and with her back turned to Chad, and Chad comes in and tells her the news. And he says, Dad's plane went down. There were no survivors. And Elizabeth looks at him, turns around to where she's been making the salad, and picks up an onion that she has hidden in a napkin and puts it up to her face. And she goes, and turns around. And of course, the onion has now made her eyes water. And starts crying.
That is fantastic. I need to start making a lot more salads and scenes, I think.
I can tell you, anytime anybody gives me bad news, I'm going to be like to the director, I'm just kind of thinking maybe I should be making a salad. The director will be like, okay. But I mean, and honestly, in all seriousness, I realized she has 2 Academy Awards. She's Elizabeth Taylor. Give me the fucking menthol in my eye holes. I'm not, I do not, there's no heroism in not using the menthol. I'm sorry, Daniel Day-Lewis. Elizabeth Taylor used an onion. Right?
I am totally with you. Because like if you're doing a bad job of acting and then you turn around and you're legitimately crying, it's not going to register anyway. So you have to, if you're doing a good enough job conveying that emotion, and you just need a little help getting over the finish line with tears, well, I mean, yeah, why not?
No, it's like, I saw a great production of Death of a Salesman in London with Brian Dennehy. And there's that great sequence.
He was in it, or you were watching it with Brian Dennehy?
Dennehy was playing Willie Loman.
Okay.
And an
important clarification.
Yes, I was not in it. And there's that famous scene where Biff goes, "Let me go. You have to let me go," to his father. It's one of the great written, sad, amazing. And the actor was crying. But then afterwards, I go, "How do you do that 8 shows a week?" He goes, "Well, I can't really cry every week. Sometimes I do, but a lot of times I don't."
Yeah.
And the audience doesn't know.
Yeah.
The Elizabeth, where's my phone? You know what? I need to be more of a professional. Who's calling me? Oh, not to name drop. Chris Pratt.
Oh,
I don't need to get back to him, do I? Fuck that guy. I'll call him
take
later.
the call. Take it.
He wants to talk about golf. Fucking boring guy. Wait, you got it. I read in your look at this is my research on you, just so you know.
Ooh.
Who gave you somebody gave you an acting? Who fucking gave you an acting note that you liked? Hang on. Look at this. Look at how long my notes are on you.
Wow.
Who was it?
Who gave me an acting note that I liked? I mean, I would say probably Bruce Dern.
It was Bruce Dern. It was Bruce Dern in Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like a very general thing at the time. He just said, just be honest. And I'm like, oh, thanks a lot. Oh, that's, and then as time went on, you realized that's really what it's all about in every scenario, just kind of finding the truth of the scene and being honest with that truth. So it like works in everything. Like if you're doing obviously something like I was doing in Nebraska, you want to be as real as you can and truthful to that character. But then like if you're doing a crazy, absurd scene at SNL, you just have to commit to that and to the truth of that. And it sounds, I know as I say it, I'm hating myself a little bit for sounding so actory or
No.
but it really did register over time. And
it's not actor. It's actually to me sounding the least actory because it's so simple.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because I was so scared going into that Nebraska experience because I had just no experience at all acting in that type of production. So I felt very vulnerable, and I kept thinking, oh, there are these. I didn't take acting classes as I was coming up. I just went through the groundlings and was writing for sitcoms, and then just lucked into getting the job at SNL. So I just felt like, oh, there are all these acting tricks that people learned over the years in acting classes. And it's like, there are hundreds of small detail things that I don't know about when it comes to acting. And then he just boiled it down and just like, be honest. There was 2 words and it's all you really have to be concerned with.
It's all.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the golf swing. There's one way to swing a club, but there's a cottage industry. And people who will tell you there are 5,000 ways to swing a golf club. Acting is the same thing. It's like there's one job. One. That's it. Be honest.
Yeah.
And if that involves an onion, so be it.
This one was not onion related, but still.
It was not. Nebraska's a great movie. Alexander Payne, for those of you who haven't seen it.
Yes.
Bruce Dern.
Bruce Dern is amazing in it. June Squibb is amazing in it. Bob Odenkirk got to be his brother, and everybody's great in it. Alexander Payne is fantastic. But yeah,
he's one of my favorites.
Check it out.
He's one of my, or Moonbeam City. You can. Yeah. It's like either way.
Yes.
Wait,
what is your? I want to go back to your golf game. You golf a lot.
I love golf.
What is are you like do you have a handicap? What's your handicap?
Yes, I do. It is, I'm currently a 9, which is respectable, decent, legit, decent, respectable, not great, but it's good.
And for a novice, what does that mean? It means you'll shoot 9 over par or 9 under par usually.
It
9 under par would be you'd be on the tour.
It means that I'm going to shoot 9,
like
basically
an
9.
Or something.
I'll shoot between 80. And they say they say that your handicap is what you will average on any given day within a 15-shot swing. So
Okay.
I'll shoot like an 85. I'm capable of shooting an 88, but I'm also capable of shooting a 78.
Okay.
Which is cool. So, and I'm getting ready to play Augusta, the cathedral of golf.
Oh, wow. That'll be great.
And so it's pretty amazing.
Played there before?
I have. I've been lucky to I got a good friend, Porter, who invites me and is a listener. Hi, Porter. Thank you again.
Hi, Porter.
Hi, Porter. We all love you.
I play at Penmar Golf Course every once in a while.
Of course you
Par
do.
3 over here. Every once every 2 years. If I was on a regular course, I'd be up in the 110, 120 range.
Penmar is great. My friend Richard Schiff from the West Wing is always playing Penmar.
Oh, really?
It's very good. Oh shit. You know what else I need to ask you out there? We've got a lot to cover, but Coyote versus Acme is finally coming out.
I am so excited about this.
Walk my listeners. First of all, it is the greatest one. What do you call it? The one-line description. What are those called? Log line.
Yeah.
It's the greatest log line ever for anything ever.
Yes.
It's Coyote versus Acme.
Yes.
So I'm reading directly. And if anything is, this is the greatest sounding movie I've ever heard in my life, period. I defy anybody to come up with a more compelling movie description. Coyote versus Acme. It follows Wile E. Coyote as he sues the Acme Corporation for repeatedly selling him faulty products.
Yes.
I'm so there for that, dude.
The journey of this movie is an incredible one. So I get to play Wiley's, it's like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit where it's live action mixed with animation. I get to play Wiley's lawyer, and then we're up against the Acme Corporation. John Cena is their main lawyer. And we made it years and years ago, and then they have to go through the process of editing it together, finishing the animation, and they're basically done doing all this stuff several years ago. And then Warner Brothers called up and said, okay, we're not going to release it theatrically or streaming. We're just going to shelve it. We're going to take for the tax write-off. But the movie had been completed and was testing very well. So it made no sense to any of us. And it was so frustrating. We had even gotten to see it. And like
you had seen it or you hadn't?
Yes. So the timeline was I was called by one of the producers, and they said, we're so excited to finally show you the movie. Come in next Tuesday and the whole cast is going to come and watch it. And then the very next day, I got a call from my agent manager saying, okay, are you sitting down? This movie's not seeing the light of day. And we were shell shocked. So they still said, you can come in and see the movie the next Tuesday. So what had turned into this joyous celebration was now more of, I think they called it a funeral screening.
Yeah.
And in that 6 days, I was thinking, okay, well, the movie can't be that good. Like maybe they were just excited about it. It's gotta kind of suck, I guess. Why would Warner Brothers do that?
Yes.
So I show up the next Tuesday, get to see this movie, and I was blown away. And it was so frustrating because you're like, how are you not releasing this movie? I've done so many dirty little movies in my life, MacGruber and all this. I just started having kids. So I was like, oh, finally something that my parents can tell their friends about, that my kids, I won't feel guilty about having them watch. And it was just never going to see the light of day. So for years, it just seemed like it had gone away. And then somehow, out of nowhere, about a year ago, this place, Catch Up Entertainment, came in and Warner Brothers sold it to them. So thank you, Warner Brothers, for letting go of it, because I I just thought it would never see the light of day because if it came out and did very well, maybe people would question Warner Brothers' decision. So I just thought, oh, it's not going to happen. So it is so exciting, and we just started releasing the trailers, and it's coming out in like 3 or 4 months. But it is the most exciting thing. I thought this movie would never see the light of day, and now it's going to come out, and I'm so proud of it and excited for people to see it.
I was bummed. I was bummed when I was looking for. I knew of it and was a big news and all over the entertainment media when that happened. And I was like, this is the greatest. It's such an obvious layup. What was it like? How was Wile E. Coyote to work with?
He was fantastic.
He was good.
He's a man of a coyote of few words.
He's a coyote of few words.
Well, it was a lot of like acting with a tennis ball. There's the tennis ball where his are, but there's this amazing guy.
Wait. Okay, wait. There's a tennis ball where his ears are or where his eyes
are. So it's just like one tennis ball. What they would do, the director, Dave Green, had this great idea. There's this master puppeteer, Dave Barkley, who this British gentleman who's done so much puppeteer work. He's did that big Venus flytrap. He was one of the people on that in Little Shop of Horrors and like a bunch of Fraggle Rock type stuff. And I may have even been one of the Yoda people. I forget. He's just got this extensive list of amazing puppetry credits. And so he would come in with an actual Wile E. Puppet, and we would work through the scene in rehearsals and then do the first couple takes with the actual Wile E. puppet. Then they would take him out and it would be replaced by a tennis ball where the eyes were. So I would know where to be looking, and, they'd simulate the movement. So it was, Wile E. doesn't talk anyway. He just holds up cards. So, so didn't throw me that much.
How was he as a client in a deposition? That'd be a long deposition.
He's squirrely.
Mr. Coyote, did you really think that this bird seed would be explosive? No. Holds up a sign. Is that what it is?
That's the journey of the movie, is like, we have to learn to trust each other, and he's a little squirrely at first, but then we kind of come together. I don't want to give away too much of the movie, but
so good.
But it is interesting because the whole movie it mirrors what happened to it in reality. It's like, it's all about the injustices of the Acme Corporation, and so a lot of that stuff bore out in real life with what went on with Warner Brothers. And I gotta say, I don't know the business side of stuff, so I have no idea. It was upsetting to me. I feel like I have the right to be mad about it and mad at them, but at the same time, who knows how, maybe this is how it was supposed to happen. And certainly there's now an interesting story behind it, and it might even get more eyes on the movie because of the situation that happened with Warner Brothers. So, maybe I should be thanking Warner Brothers. Certainly I have to thank them for ultimately releasing the movie to catch up. Yeah.
That's a miracle, because you're right. If this movie comes out and crushes, without a doubt, people are going to go, what were they thinking? Of course they are. That's why it's so rare when you have a script and people end up not making it. It's so rare that anybody lets you take it anywhere else because they don't want it to be a hit. Like, there's the famous story that I don't remember the details of is whatever. Somebody thought the script of Star Wars was ridiculous and was like, who will ever make this? But they let Fox, I think, make it, and it became Star Wars, and they're embarrassed forever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there are probably millions of stories like that. But it's wow. It's just fascinating. It is. God, I could talk about this for
Wile
so long.
Is Wile E. the only cartoon in the
No,
movie?
there are a
Are there?
ton. But Bugs is in it.
No
Daffy,
way.
Porky Pig. Wiley is for sure the most prominent of the characters. But it is such a delightful
Oh
mix
my God.
of animation and live action. And this guy Dave Green, the director, and the DP Brandon Trost, who I've gotten to work with, he did MacGruber back in the day, and I've worked with him a bunch of times. They worked it out in such an incredible way. There were so many complicated things where, like, an animated piano falls on a real car. And so they have to figure out how to make this car implode because they don't actually throw a live piano and then substitute an animation piano in there. They just had to figure out how to capture this car collapsing, and then they animate it. It's just, every day was filled with stuff where you just knew that it took months and months and, well, years to plan this whole thing. So that's what made it even more upsetting, was I knew how much time Dave specifically had put into it. So I'm so happy for him that it's coming out. And it really is, like, the whole story is about this underdog, Wiley, against this big corporation. And that kind of is what the movie is. It's this little underdog movie that I'm hoping can somehow succeed and show these big corporations what they're missing.
Don't fuck with the Wileys of the world.
Oh yeah.
Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Yeah. It's now, good rule of thumb. Good rule of paw.
So you're working on Huntington's Disease Awareness Month. You're raising awareness.
Yes. My brother-in-law, Douglas, and my father-in-law both have Huntington's disease. So when I met my wife, her father was still alive. He was kind of toward the end of his journey with the Huntington's disease, and then he passed a couple of years later. Then we found out that her brother had it. So I got a real crash course in Huntington's disease. It's this awful disease. I don't know. Do you know anything about Huntington's?
I know of it, but I literally have no concept of what that entails.
So it's the way that it was described to me, which really registered, is it's like having Alzheimer's, ALS, and Parkinson's disease at the same time.
Oh, no.
So there are all these, everyone knows about those three diseases, yet Huntington's, which is so many people, I think it's like 41,000 people have it, but people don't know about it. So we're just I'm working with Teva to try to get the word out through Honestly HD. And if you want to find out more, honestlyhd.com. But it's, it's just this horrible disease. I had to see my father-in-law succumb to it, and then my brother-in-law's battling it right now. And it's
it's genetic? Is it passed down?
It's a hereditary brain disease. If your parent has it, you have a 50-50 chance of having it. And it's like, I think the main 90% of people who have Huntington's develop this thing called chorea, which are these involuntary sudden movements that it's tough. My brother-in-law, he goes around now. We were flying to New York a couple weeks ago, and he was on the plane, and people were. He just makes these movements, and people don't know what's going on because you can't just go around telling everybody, "Oh, he's got Huntington's disease. He's got Huntington's disease." So people were like talking to the flight attendant, what's going on with this guy? And I think people thought he was drinking, or and it's tough. It's tough because he's having to. He feels like he's under this microscope and people are watching him all the time, but there's nothing he can do. It just happens, and slowly it will get worse and worse, and it just robs you of your motor skills and your cognitive and it affects you emotionally too. So we're trying to do whatever we can to get the word out so we can, just increase awareness.
Research. Yeah. And so what is the current state of, like, what would be the current treatment for people with it? It's on meds, or they don't really have a treatment. Sounds like they don't really have one.
There's not much. I know there was some miracle thing that just happened a while ago, but I don't know what, it's that gives a lot of people hope. But right now, there's not much you can do. You can, I think there are various things you can do to treat the symptoms, but it's tough. There's not, sadly, the best thing that we can do is just try to try to be as present as possible with him and as communicative as possible. Because you don't know what to say. It's like, oh, has this thing that is slowly robbing him of his life. Yes. And you just don't know sometimes you don't say anything because you don't want to say the wrong thing, but then you realize he loves to talk about it because it helps him just communicating about it helps him feel supported and cared about. And I think that's a big thing about what we're trying to do is not just like spread awareness, but also create a community around, just spread a supportive community, because that's so valuable to everyone affected by it, not just the people who have it, but to the people who are the caregivers, because it really is, it's, to make them feel as supported as possible. That's one of the main things that can help at this point.
And also, it's the more awareness that gets out there, the more funding you can get, the more research, then the more information. I have a good friend who has Parkinson's and was just with him at dinner 2 nights ago, and they now suspect that it's like Huntington's. There's a genetic component. The way he put it was, your genes load the gun, but then some sort of exposure to something fires the bullet.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and he was saying he worked. This is really weird. He worked on some production in a particular soundstage in Vancouver for quite a while, and 13 people who worked on that production, in the teens, I don't want to overstate it, came down with Parkinson's.
Oh, wow.
And then he was saying that, do you remember, were you smoking pot in the era where people knew about paraquat? You've heard the phrase paraquat before? There was a famous DJ. There was a DJ in LA called Paraquat Kelly on KMET, and that's where I heard paraquat. But it has something to do with, I think they either sprayed it on pot as a herbicide, or they sprayed it on pot to make it last long. But it had to do with pot, and it was a chemical. And they now think that paraquat exposure has a component. So there's a lot of
well, I don't know anything about that as far as Huntington's. I think it really is just I don't know about the trigger thing with Huntington's. I believe if you have the gene, it is going to come out. It's just a matter of when. And I think for most people, it kind of gets in there when you're somewhere between 30 and 50, and there are certainly juvenile cases that come earlier, and it's just a horrible disease. So thank you for letting me talk about it.
No, I'm always happy to do sort of awareness around stuff like that. I do a lot of work in the cancer field, so I know what it's like to be out there banging the drum, trying to get people's attention. Super important.
Yeah.
Let's go back to something funnier, and that would be, I want to hear more about SNL. I have a lot of folks on the show over the years, and we talked about it briefly. The Lorne documentary. I just saw him. I literally just saw him last week at the Polo Lounge. And
he loves the Polo Lounge, yeah.
and I said, Lorne, I'm with my friend, and I said, we're going to eat at the Polo Lounge, and then I'm going to take you on the Lorne Michaels walk. And because, Lorne has the famous walk.
Oh, yeah. I've done the walk.
And I said, and I said, there's, when you go on a movie studio in the old days, Warner Brothers, I think, is the one where the guard gate would be like, you'd be like, I'm Will Forte, I'm going to building 211C. And they're like, yeah, follow the blue line. And the blue line goes to and there's like a line you follow that's on the ground that takes you to different buildings. There should be a line through Beverly Hills. That's the Lorne walk.
I think I call it the Three Amigos walk because I know he's been doing it for a long time, but I know that he had there was a lot of Three Amigos thinking, like taking a break from writing and going and just kind of hashing it out in his brain as he was walking. But it was, oh man.
Three Amigos walk.
I forget that he wrote that movie. I just know him as my boss at SNL, well, first and foremost, but like really over the years, he's kind of switched over into like another father figure. It's as I've had kids, he's been so sweet. He always wants to see pictures of the kids. That's rare, but and I can tell he means it. He's a great dad. Yeah, but he is that time at the show was I have to. I mean, I would be doing none of this if it wasn't for Lorne letting me go to SNL, and every opportunity I've had since then, it comes directly from him taking a chance on me.
Do you remember any particular pithy? I wanted to do a coffee table book of Lorneisms. Yes. And when I was on Parks and Rec, Amy and I, very seriously, Polar, thought about doing an anonymous, it was then Twitter, an anonymous Twitter account as Lorne. And doing just observations that and then, people would have to figure out whether it was fake or real or what he said. Because the reason I bring it up is he gave me great advice when I was naming my second son. And because you're right, he loves family. And I was like, I'm having another boy. Boys' names are hard for me because, they have a lot of baggage. This, that name reminds me of the bully in 7th grade. And that name reminds me of a dick that I didn't like or whatever. And this name sounds like a wimp to me. And there's all that stuff. And I'm going on. And he goes, right. I think the king's names work best. And, he has Edward, Henry.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That did not register until right now.
King's names.
Yeah.
King's names.
I mean, that's good. That is good advice. And I know those pitfalls. Great. It is really tough because there are so many names that I steer away from. But my friends don't know the people who were assholes in high school to me.
I know. Listen,
so every once in a while, they'll name their kid one of these names that is a forbidden name to me. And then if that kid is cool, it just erases that name and it becomes now a cool name. It's like every name, I think, is a cool kid away from being a great name. Any name. I mean, there are a couple.
By the way, that's a Lorneism. Every kid is. How did you say it? That was so pithy and great.
Every name is just one cool kid away from being a good name.
That's
it just
amazing.
needs to be the most recent kid. And then, but by the same measure, every name can be ruined again by some asshole.
And then there are names that are in the dustbin of history that that are forbidden. You can't. Nobody's naming their kid Adolf.
Yeah. That wasn't in our
is that, and
names.
I don't think that's one cool kid name away from being anything.
I don't think
that's over.
That one's yes.
Right?
Gone. Seal it up in a, just send it to hell.
Did you ever think about the new iteration of, because like we all see like celebrities will name their kids crazy names, as do regular people. It's not just celebrities. Celebrities are just the ones you hear about.
Yeah.
And you go, really? And then of course it's that thing of course that's a great name. Once you know them, what other name could they be? They're that person.
Yes.
It never doesn't not work.
Yeah.
You become that thing.
Yeah. It was, and so many people get so weird about names. They're like, oh, don't tell anybody the name that we're thinking. And my wife and I didn't really care. We had 2 girls, and the first one was Zoe, and we told everybody, yeah, we're going to name her Zoe. I mean, I think we started saying that, with 4 months left. And then the second one, we tested it a little bit because we were thinking originally it was another girl, and we somehow fell in love with Ralphie. And Ralphie was almost, we just kept saying Ralphie, and we got some pushback from family. But we ended up naming her Cecilia because my mom's middle name is Cecilia. But like, it was interesting to go down that, it was, I think there were a lot of people who thought, oh, that's really cute. But then there were a lot of people people just feel very comfortable shitting on
names,
potential names. Yeah.
Oh, it's unbelievable, isn't it? It's like,
I just say like, I love it. That's what you're going to name your kid? I love it.
Yeah. What? Yes. But people definitely get, what was the thing? What was the straw that broke the camel's back for Ralphie?
Well, just toward the end, even with Zoe, we were like, okay, Zoe's the front runner. Let's see if we can beat it. And then at the we had named our daughter Zoe Douglas Forte because that's the name of my wife's father and brother. So a tribute. And then we thought, oh, we should get Cecilia into the second name somehow. So Cecilia was going to be the middle name. And then for some reason, when we were trying to think of names, seeing if we could beat it, the name Rose came up. And then we thought, oh, what if we moved Cecilia to the front and then Rose was the middle name? And it just kind of popped in our brains. And we're like, oh, we got to do this. Because we also I had a Aunt Rose too. So it seemed like, I don't know, just happened.
And aren't you a fourth?
I'm a fourth. My official name, well, it's Lord Orville Willis Forte IV, although the Lord is somewhat unofficial. My sister, there's this charity thing, I think it's in Scotland, where, if you are a landowner, you are a lord. And so it was like this little charity thing where you can buy the teeniest little speck of dirt in Scotland and you are officially a lord. So I do claim that title. I don't get upset if people don't use it, but yes, Lord Orville Willis Forte IV.
Have you visited your speck of land in Scotland?
I go and I tend to it. I, make sure that I am, doing whatever I can to plant sustainable crops.
Oh, good.
It's more crop.
And do you have any serfs or vassals working on your mini kingdom?
No, we're, that's all like weird insurance stuff. It's
oh yeah,
there's legal stuff involved. So we're figuring that out. But no vassals yet.
That, the vassals, they're hassles, and assholes.
Are you, let me ask you this. Are you If you had to live somewhere else besides, you live in Santa Barbara, right?
I do. Yes.
Oh, it's heaven up there. I love it.
It's the best.
If you had to live somewhere else, what country would you move to if you had to?
Oh, so I've thought about that. Honestly, I think it would probably be other than the south of France, right?
Yeah.
Here's my candidates.
Yeah.
South of France and Australia.
Where in Australia would you go?
I mean, it could be. I love Sydney, if you want the cities.
Yeah.
But I could live up on the Gold Coast and just be surfers, divers, paradise, and be perfectly fine. I love Australia. The only thing is, you really do. When they named it Down Under, they knew what they were doing, because it's the weirdest thing is I felt so at home there. It has everything I love. The people are great. It checks every single possible box for me, other than, and this could be a good thing, you feel like you're on fucking Mars in terms of the world. You are way the fuck away from everything.
That could be a good thing. I mean,
yes.
By the way, my two would be Ireland and Australia. I got to work there like 2 years ago.
I'm going to Ireland in 48 hours.
Oh, you are? Where are you going to go?
Limerick. I'm going to Limerick, and I'm going to learn some limericks. I shoot The Floor, my game show.
Oh, wow.
We shot in Dublin every season up until this season. And we've moved to Limerick. I'm not sure why, but I'm excited because it gives me a chance to see another part of Ireland.
Yeah. You got to go out and do this. You're right over by the kind of close to the Ring of Kerry. You got to go to Dingle. Have you been to Dingle?
No.
Oh,
is that
Dingle?
Is it the ruins?
No, it's this peninsula. It's just delightful. It's right above the Ring of Kerry. And then there's this thing called the Ring of Barra, which is right below that, which is no slouch in the ring department. So, yeah, oh man, I love it so much. I've done that whole Wild Atlantic Way. So it's between that and Australia for me too. Although I've only been to Sydney, but it just feels like home to me because I grew up. The harbor side feels like San Francisco to me. And then just like... Yeah. Right over Bondi Beach feels like down here in LA or Carmel. It's kind of a mixture of LA and Carmel. So, I might join you down there.
Yeah. Hopefully we second, third homes there. We could do that.
Yeah. Let's do it.
That's when on your points.
Is this leading to us co-owning a home?
I think it is. I think you and I are going to co-home. How old are the kids? I can be Grandpa Rob.
Or they're Uncle 5 Rob. And 3.5. So
no way, dude! You were in the thick of it.
Oh
my God, those are great ages, though.
Yeah. I started late.
But those are so good. But you still have your energy.
Yeah.
You're not one of those checked out dads. You know the types. You
checked
see them.
in.
You're plugged in.
I don't know if they agree with that yet. One day they'll appreciate me. Right now, I'm just like the guy who gets their sick popsicles. Dad, give me we get those, what are they called? Pedialyte popsicles. And now they've turned into a thing where it's not just for sick. It's just like, they are constantly being opened up.
What a great bit for a character. For a grown person to suck Pedialyte popsicles.
I love them. They're great. You should check it out. And I'm not paid by the Pedialyte Corporation. This is just saying this because I love them so much.
I think I need to do an ad read for Pedialyte popsicles on this show.
Yes.
Hey, if you're dehydrated and you like sugar, we've got you covered. Well, Mr. Forte, we need to figure out a way to work together again. I think we truly do.
Yes. I want to. It has not come to me than the other name. It was rad, and let me see if I might even have it.
Who the Moonbeam City.
I might have it written.
And we had Kate Mara was on our show, was on Moonbeam City with us. That's a sick cast.
I was Rad Cunningham. You were Dazzle Novak. You were Dazzle.
That's right. We were, and now it's all coming back to me. We were rivals.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Dazzle, Rad. You were too rad for me. Rad Cunningham, and I was Dazzle.
Might even
Novak.
say it here. Let's see.
We were rivals. I remember now. I didn't like you.
Yeah, I was your rival on the force.
Fuck you.
You don't mean that. Come on, Dazzle.
Oh, Dazzle. Oh, Rad.
I would love to work with you again.
Let's do it. Let's figure out.
Yeah.
You're the writer.
We'll figure it out. You. We'll go buy a house in Australia and we'll brainstorm down there.
And how about a reboot of Last Man on Earth, but it's Last Man Standing on Bondi Beach or Last Man.
I love it.
On Mars.
I would love. It was such a wonderful group of people that I got to work with on that. I would love to be able.
You were great in that show.
Spend more time with them.
That show was. You were great, and I just remember you worked your ass off on that show. You were doing it all. You were literally the last man standing on Earth. You were the last man standing on the soundstage, last man standing in the writer's room, last man standing in the makeup trailer, last man standing at craft service. It was really all of it.
Oh, yeah. I was at that craft service for sure. I kept putting on like 40 pounds over each season. I just didn't have time to exercise and I was constantly tired. So I would just get all the donut energy that I could.
Here's another Lorneism. Rob, when you're on TV regularly, you will either be losing weight or gaining it.
Who loses the weight? Man.
No. Oh, what do you mean? Dude, how about Will Arnett in that sitcom where he lost all the weight? It does happen. It's rare. It's more common than people put on the weight, but you will see it. One thing is true is no one stays the same. No one. You either get bigger or smaller.
That is true.
Yep. That's my, by the way,
bigger.
That's a really
I do bigger.
insight. You do bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I do smaller actually because I avoid the craft service. I don't know where it is. I don't want to know. I purposely never know where craft service is set up on any of my sets. Because if I know, I'm off the rails.
Yeah.
I won't be walking past those Pop-Tarts.
Well, that's why when you go work, like when you go do the show in Limerick, the floor, it's so different craft services there. It's like they don't have coffee. It's just tea. And they have a couple old apples. I'm not trying to shit on Ireland. I love it there so much. I feel such a connection. But I will say they have some work to do in the craft service area.
And then you go on shows where the best ever was Parks and Recreation. Maybe that was Amy Poehler or Mike Schur. But that craft service, you know why? Because they had 70s discontinued candies.
Ooh. Wait, what was what is it? Like a whatchamacallit?
You'd have like, what was the one I loved?
Toffee
caramel. Yeah, the caramel with the sugar daddies.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like I'd treat myself to a sugar daddy.
Yeah, you're right. I don't see those anymore.
No, you don't. No, it's all that stuff. Like Pez.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, red vines, but they still are around.
Yeah.
You know the whole thing about red. Okay, hang on. It's Chris Pratt, the fucking guy. Pratt, where's your face?
Oh, fuck, I'm driving. They won't let me do it. I can see your face, though, and you're handsome as hell, but I guess because I'm driving, you can't see mine.
I can't see yours.
What are you doing?
I'm
because I'm in my car. They disable that feature, so people don't run people over, I guess.
I'm talking to Will Forte on my podcast. He's
and
a
I
big
can
fan of
hear
yours.
you, so don't say anything mean.
Currently right now?
You're now.
Fucking, that's so what a coincidence. I'm not kidding you. Not 10 minutes ago, I just watched the Acme versus Coyote trailer. Coyote versus Acme trailer.
See, we've just been talking about how amazing does that look. I mean, and you're Mr. I mean, you're the king of that genre. So does it have your blessing?
I'm telling you. Oh my God, of course. Well, Julie, my manager, Julie Darmody, knows Will, and it was like the biggest travesty of all time that movie got shelved. It was so stupid that movie, which everyone was testing great, everyone freaking loves it, and then they shelved it. It was the dumbest thing in the world. I'm so grateful to see that it's going to see the light of day, and I think it's going to be a smash. It looks so funny. Right. I'm down for it. Literally anything Will Forte does. From The Last Man on Earth to, I showed Jack MacGruber on the plane to Tokyo the other day. I love Will Forte. He's maybe the funniest man in the world.
Oh,
and so yes, it has
got me
all of my blessings.
now.
I'm so stoked for it.
He's blushing. If only you could see him. If only you could see him blush. I'm gonna.
He's the best.
I'm going to finish this podcast, then I'm going to call you and we're going to talk golf. We're going to talk all good stuff. I'm so excited for our little trip together. It's going to be so sick.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, I got like 4 million questions, so call me back to put me at ease. I'm going to go. I'm heading up to work out some things on the range right now. Just tell me real quick, the distance. Give me 2 distances.
Oh, I've been working on my 145 shot because that's the 12 Amen corner.
12, yeah.
Is 145.
Okay.
So I've been all I give a shit about is that hole.
All right, close to the pin, baby. Hey, tell Will I'm so stoked to see the movie, and I think it's going to be huge, and that I think he's fantastic, and I love him.
All right,
yeah.
he's
send my love back, please.
He's sending love back. All right, brother, I'll call you in a few.
All right, see you, buddy.
Bye. Golf.
He is such a nice guy.
He's the nicest.
He's
He's
what
the
an
best.
experience. I mean, that Parks and Rec. What a wonderful collection of people. Everyone was so nice. I got to do one of the episodes, just one episode, but it was so nice to have that energy that week.
Everybody on the show. Everybody.
Yeah. You
we
guys
all
still
love
keep
each
in
other.
touch? You guys do any reunion dinners? And
We're still on our text thread that we've had for a decade now.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was the only problem with Parks and Rec was that you never felt like you were working. Like I was like, I got to get a job. I got to go back to work. And they're like, wait, no, you're on a television show, but it never felt like work.
Yeah,
it just felt like being with people you loved, being easy, being fun. All we did was laugh. And
to get to do that on a show that is of the highest quality too. Like it's, I've had fun experiences on shows that just turned out to be dogs, or, shows that maybe not as fun experiences on shows that I was proud of, but like to get to have both combined in one. Oh, so lucky.
I know. It's true. Some of them, I've also been on shows that were miserable experiences, and the shows were fantastic.
Yeah.
And so when the good people line up with a good show, it is the best. But we'll have, clearly he will be in what we're going to write together. He's down. He's in. So
okay.
Is it Three's Company? Are we doing the male version of Three's Company together?
It sounds like
we are. We're doing?
I think we are.
In an apartment on Bondi Beach.
Three's Company. I got to work on my accent. I got to work on my accent.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No.
My brother-in-law is Australian, so I feel like that is the one where it feels like when he says no, it includes every vowel sound. No,
it's insane.
Yeah.
The word no is really and truly.
Yeah.
That's how, like, people go, I don't understand how people can confuse a British accent with an Australian accent or a South African accent. None of them are alike.
I did I did have a problem. I now see the light. Now I get it. I can pull apart the Australian, New Zealand, South African, but there was a time when I didn't know. I did a Scottish. Somebody said I was supposed to do a Scottish accent, or no, I was supposed to do Irish, and I did Scottish at SNL, and I got a lot of crap.
We can't have that.
I was just a dummy. I didn't know. I could have just done the teeniest bit of research. This is before I had ever gone to Ireland, so I just didn't know.
No. You didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay. This has been amazing. I'll see you on you know what? Who was this that said this to me once, talking to a fellow actor who we didn't really know each other, but we liked each other, and we really wish we could had more time together, but who knows if we ever cross paths. The goodbye was, see you on campus.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that a good one?
I like that.
Yeah. So we're going to see each other on campus.
I bet I see you within the next 2 weeks. I just feel like it's going to happen.
Okay. Let's conjure it.
Yeah.
Let's manifest it.
Well, have fun in Augusta. I almost said Augusta. I hit that too
Augusta.
hard. Yeah.
I'll believe me, I'll be bragging about it. I already am bragging about it. I haven't even gone there yet. I'll be bragging about my score, hopefully.
Well,
All right, I'll see you soon, my good man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on.